Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, Curse of the Pirate Coast, where we are about to enforce the Curse of the Pirate Coast upon these Norskins. I gotta say, when I saw the Norskins show up, I was like, whatever, I'm not afraid of them. I did not anticipate the number of Marauder champions that we were going to see. The Norse army is made up of basically three things. Big old mammoths, which I am afraid of, but I suspected they didn't have any of. And then madmen and heavily armored madmen. And there were way more of the latter in this stack than I was expecting. My guess here is that they're going to flee to Skeggi, because they don't want to be here next turn when I get control of Silostra again. Oh, and apparently I only have 19 units in my stack here, so we'll fix that out of Port Reaver's raised Deadpool next turn. Now, my big concern here is that we've taken Fallen Gates, which is on the border that we share with a faction that is powerful and is at war with us, and then we've immediately left it undefended. I will be very disappointed if we lose Hexawatl, and an army marching to Fallen Gates is the first step in that happening. Now, that said, we don't necessarily need to hold Hexawatl to win the game. We have to hold a bunch of territory, but it doesn't have to be this territory. We did have to wipe out the Hexawatl faction, but one of our objectives is to hold 10 settlements, either directly by controlling them, or by being allied with or vassalizing the faction that controls them. And there's a big list, right, that we have to get 10 of the things on. And Hexawatl is on the list. It would be nice to hold Hexawatl because it is a point in the direction of one of our grand objectives. But if we lose it, there's certainly more than 10 other settlements that we could get. And honestly, we have to remember it's not that big of a deal for us to lose settlements here, because we could just put everybody in the Lamprey and sail away, right? Alright, well, we have to take Skeggi and the Ziggurat of Dawn if we do want to complete this province, so probably we just track those dudes to Skeggi and murder them all, right? Ghost them all up. The populace in one of your settlements is gradually vanishing. On certain nights, whole ghettos or districts are left abandoned. The only clue for the remaining denizens is a triangular symbol daubed on a nearby gate or wall. Really? Skaven are showing up and eating kidnapping, possibly eating, my citizens? Because my citizens are all zombies. It should be noted. What are they going to... okay. Skaven are mysterious. Oh, look, we created a new battle site marker. So this is something... I was talking to somebody in the comments about the way that battle site markers work. It seems like you can't get more than one battle site marker on a particular location. So, like, no matter how many times we fight battles in and on Port Reaver, we'll never increase the value of this marker. But you can have multiple markers per region. So, like, is our raised Deadpool different now? I don't know. It looks pretty familiar, actually. Okay, I don't know if multiple battle site markers will actually increase the value of the stuff that we see in the pool. What if I, like, step over closer to this? Since we're headed in that direction anyway. Nope, okay, it's the same pool. Well, okay, let's grab... Do I really want another unit of handgunners? No, I probably want the depth guard. And then, we don't have the movement range to attack Skeggi this turn, but we could go hit the Ziggurat of Dawn and try our hand at a little puzzle. Get some gold for a puzzle. And then from here, we can certainly hit Skeggi on the turn after that. Yeah, I like that. Oh, well, hold on. Do I want to change up this army at all? Do I want to, like, trade out the deck droppers for something else now that we have the opportunity to do that? Honestly, no, I think we're fine. Okay, let's go see what puzzles may lurk in the dark. So Skeggi's going to be rebuilding pretty quickly here. We did take a couple of their units out. It would be a real mistake to colonize because we would lose a bunch of our dudes and then we'd have to sit here and replenish. But searching ruins is reasonable. Okay, what have we? Throughout the world, the old ones left vast troves of power. Boy, I cannot read today. For use by their most trusted servants. To prevent such power falling into the wrong hands, they placed wards and cryptographic locks over them. As millennia have passed, those wards have weakened, but the arcane locks remain. To solve the puzzle, or to access the treasure, solve the puzzle. The old one, Tepak the Inscrutable, never liked to repeat himself. Okay, well, we gotta pick one of these. This looks pretty straightforward to me. There's a bunch of different colors and numbers of pips, and we see no repetition between between color or number of pips in the columns, which would make this necessarily a yellow 2, right? There's a 1 and a 3 and a 1 and a 4. Okay, well, I mean, that was pretty easy, and really not very valuable. 1,000 gold is... I mean, we weren't going to do anything else with this army anyway. It was free stuff this turn. But we'll maybe try a couple more of those puzzles. But if they keep being only worth that much, it may not be a thing we do a lot of. So who wants 10% ward save? That's a question. The paladin probably doesn't need it. I guess we could trade it for... Oh no, it's a talisman slot. That's right. Yeah, it's just 10% extra ward save on her. Sure, why not, right? Oh, also we have this Sartosid map, right? That's like not even equipped. Okay. And yeah, I still don't really want to put the armor on her. We need to get a second legendary, or we need to get a second lord going. I need to replace Vivian. And our fleet captain has got a level up. The thing is, I really don't think she's going to be doing anything other than establishing pirate coves and digging for treasure. So none of this stuff is relevant. But I guess we'll pick up Specialist because it makes her a little bit better at both wound and assault in case we want either of those things. Excuse me, in case we want either of those things to happen. And then we continue northward. So here's the thing I was thinking about. We have the ability to establish a cove next turn. And we do have a treasure map for Athaloran, which is somewhere around... right here, maybe? So I'm thinking maybe we just sail in. We're going to get vision of a couple of Bretonnian settlements. Maybe we cove up the most valuable one we see, and then we head to Athaloran and dig, and then we run to Marienburg. It probably won't delay the cove by too much, and also we might get a bunch of treasure. Brion is, wow, 814, really? Okay, I'm down with that. We could cove that. So we probably want to save a little bit of gold. I don't know how expensive the cove's going to be. Can we check? 4,000. That's going to take a little while to pay itself off, but it'll be worth it. So then we probably don't want to spend a huge amount of money this turn. Okay, if we're trying to save up 4,000, we have like 2,500 gold that we can spend, as long as we don't do anything that reduces our income. If we reduce income, we also have to account for that. Can we get any upgrades to the ship? Nope, we need 4,000 to get access to gunnery rights. Gunnery whites. We could buy some upgrades around here. I don't even know what we would build here. Honestly, public order is going to be a problem here for a long time, and part of that is going to be vampire corruption. We're going to correct it pretty quickly with Silostra here, but then it's going to somewhat uncorrect itself when she leaves. So maybe we want to put up some totems? It might be that the smart thing to do is just to go for the tree and noose. That reduces the penalty, the public order penalty from the corruption anyway, and also gives us the growth. And then we just chill there. I wonder if maybe there are different difficulties of puzzle that give different rewards, potentially. Like, the puzzle we got there didn't have a great reward, but it also was very easy. So we'll try out a couple more ruins. We'll see if we can maybe develop some kind of a guess as to how this system actually works. Hopefully the Norskins have not had too much time to replenish. So we'll cove Brion. Then hopefully we can use the treasure. I don't know how many turns of running we're talking about on that treasure, but probably like 2 or 3. Hopefully we can use the treasure plus whatever to get the upgrade on Silostra's ship, to get access to the gunnery white, who might be awesome. If he can put more ammo in the Queen Bess, that honestly is a good enough reason to bring him. What is going on at Sildra Tor? There's some kind of weird graphical effect happening. Is that an army suffering attrition damage, maybe? Sildra Tor is at war with some Dark Elves, so it could potentially be like a Dark Elf army. I don't know why they would be suffering attrition. That area does look kind of volcanic. Maybe they just aren't allowed to walk around there. I do wonder if I'm maybe being a little bit over-aggressive with Silostra. Like, is she actually going to be able to take this stack of Norskins? Well, probably, right? Because the army itself is a little on the scary side with all the armor, but their settlement... Oh, Ocean of Opportunities again. Get me an exotic goods hauler. We might actually be in position to catch Leonard this time. We'll see. The Norskin garrisons are usually pretty weak, although it looks like they have a fully upgraded garrison building or something here for them to have 11 units. And it's all Marauder champions. Jeez. Okay, well, not all of it. No. He only has 11 units of his own. We can probably handle them. And we have the Paladin. Ooh, and he has Foe Seeker now. We have the Paladin, and we have Silostra, and we have the Ghost Knights and stuff. Yeah, we can do this. We can probably do this. Let's have at 'em. At least this war will be easy enough to end quickly. Okay, so we're looking at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 units of Marauder Champions. Well, 10 and a half, which is scary. But they are far, far less prepared probably here. I bet this won't be as forested. Who wants my bonus? Probably we should give the bonus leadership to somebody in melee, but I don't know who. You guys. Buffs for you. Yeah, we can probably handle this. The aside from the Marauder Champions, the only other scary thing I saw there is that there is a unit of Ice Trolls in the city garrison. Ice Trolls are not exactly the most dangerous units, and they have real leadership problems, which we could turn to our advantage. Ah, yes, lightly forested. Good for us. But they do hit pretty hard, and I think they're armor-piercing. So we do need to... Well, we don't need to be that careful with them being armor-piercing, because we don't really have that much armor. I should be careful not to let them directly engage the Depth Guard. Although the Depth Guard with spears should be very good against them as long as we don't have them fighting face-to-face, because, obviously, Depth Guard seem to be a little on the squishy side. Alright, I can work with 9, I really don't want to do a gamble here. Let's just get going. Okay, I love having mortars. I love not having to worry about hilly terrain. Okay, so let's put our gunnery mobs in this little like checkerboard formation that we've been using. Seems to be pretty alright. Like, what if we went 2 units thick? And just put random bodies in the middle? Hold on a second. You get out of the way. All of you guys, get out of the way. Okay, this is a little non-ideal, the hilling, but we'll be alright. And then we're just going to put bodies in the gaps. Maybe not quite that wide, because I don't want to block line of sight, obviously. But hopefully this will help us respond quickly enough to incoming attackers that our handgunners don't take a huge amount of damage, while still keeping us in... preventing our melee from being so far forward that they're trivially shootable without our guys being able to shoot back. And then we'll have the pike deckhands on this side. Have the depth guard with the polearms on this side, because anything that gets over here quickly will, of course, be something we want to polearm anyway. These guys can be waiting in a careful position, a position where they're not going to get engaged first. We can keep a... Oh, she should be up front. And keep a leadership aura over the entire army this way. Oh, I have a unit of handguns that I somehow did not include. You guys can just kind of go on the outside of the formation, I guess? Or that's not a good idea. Let's, we'll just make this part a little fatter. The deckhands can go there. Yeah, then we have a gunnery mob that probably won't be terribly useful. We'll put them back here to try to get flanks, because I can't imagine what else I would want them to do. And then we have the 2 units of bats. They don't have a lot of ranged. Like, even before they didn't have a lot of range. Now they really don't have a lot of ranged. But I don't know if I want to engage the bombers on them while they're still marching, or wait until they get involved in melee so they can't try to dodge. I think this is fine. Whew, okay, it is a lot of dudes. So we want to make sure that the Queen Bess is focused on champions. We want to make sure both of them are focused on champions, because the other units are really not that scary. Oh my god, that was beautiful. Yeah, if we can get a lot of the champions dead before the fighting proper starts, we don't have to worry too much. This will be hours, clearly. I'm not going to use Spiteful Shot because I'm trying to save up wins for the other thing, for the great big ship cannon. Right, let's try to get in the middle. I'm just kind of curious, like, if we're dropping bombs directly on these guys, what does a volley look like in terms of damage? Not great. It is disrupting their formation. Just something. Alright, get back. You're not actually helping too much here. Alright, let's retarget the artillery a little bit. Great Weapon Marauders I'm not that worried about. They're damaging, but they're basically unarmored. I really need to focus the artillery on the things that are heavily armored, because we have a lot more trouble fighting that kind of stuff. We should see the handguns actually starting up any moment now, and also I think this is the moment for a Great Big Vangeist. Maybe I need to wait until they meet up with us, though, because I really, really don't want to miss that at the cost that it has. Oh, I should be popping Arcane Conduit and stuff as well. And I guess there's not really a good reason to wait on the Power Stone. May as well use it right now. Okay, can't help you guys. Can't help but notice you guys are not attacking. Let me put you in guard mode. And actually, I'm going to put all the handgunners in guard mode for right now as well. Okay. Good stuff. You can see that unit of ice trolls attracting a lot of attention by being large. Alright, so what we want to do with the deck droppers is try to find a spot where they don't really have a lot of ranged. So you notice their ranged are scattered pretty evenly throughout the army, specifically to prevent me from getting away with the thing I want to get away with here. Alright, you guys can have at them. I think we can probably have all of these guys fall in here. We don't need to... Man, we actually are a little short on just, like, melee bodies. Alright, let's have you guys start working on that. You should keep working on him. Over here, we're just kind of firing indiscriminately into the crowd, but it would be cool if we could focus a little bit, because the champions are way more dangerous than everybody else. And it is a little bit of a shame that the enemies have spears now, but I think this is an okay time to... send the paladin forward. We want to stop some of them away from our units if we can. And he actually, the normal gunners can just fire into the normal marauders, because the normal marauders have almost no armor. Let's try to take out the spears. They are far more dangerous to us because of their possibility of doing a small amount of meaningful damage to the one unit that I really care about over on that side. Try to run these trolls off. Oh, you know what? The trolls have regeneration. And so that unit that I gave fire damage to would be really good against them. Unfortunately, I believe it's these guys, right? Maybe not. Yeah, I don't remember where that fire damage banner went. Oh well, whatever. It's not a big deal. So let's have these guys kind of form up over here. Yeah, we're closing in on those guys. We should be fine. We're gonna be fine. Everything's fine. It does look like we're reaching the point where the Vangeist is going to make a lot of sense. And I think what I'm going to do on this side, actually, is have both of the units of deck droppers go after the hunters to try to clear out their range on this side, and then we can just push along the side from here. Alright, Vangeist. call up the Vangeists. Trying to estimate where the big fat crowd's going to be in a couple of seconds. Obviously, missing this would be crummy. I think that's right. That looks like the winner to me. I'm a little worried that we're not actually going to make it over here with these guys making contact so quickly. The ice trolls are already breaking, so Lustra probably needs to focus on that guy. We're going to hit play, and as soon as the Vangeist comes up out of the water here, we're going to start hitting items. I just don't want to do it before and accidentally interrupt the cast. Yeah, that was pretty alright. Saw some Marauder champions suffer on that one. Trying to get them around the backside of these guys, just take their attention. And now that their back is turned, let's do this thing. Okay. The Marauder Hunters are suffering, not quite as quickly as I would like. It looks like we're kind of getting overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff happening on this front. Can you guys maybe just turn and handle some of this? Like, that would be good. So all of their units have kind of crummy leadership, and if we could kill their lord, it would be very helpful. I think we should probably summon some crabs over here. It looks to me like we're going to need crabs. And the paladin has run off everyone who dared to challenge him, which makes sense. That's just kind of how he does. So you guys could probably shoot at... Yeah, the Marauder Hunters have 15 armor. We could open up on those guys. Alright, you guys can shoot into that mob. You guys can shoot into this mob. I guess you guys are also kind of shooting in that direction, but maybe not. Maybe it's time to move some of these units around. We're going to lose pretty much all of our deckhands, but I don't care about that, like, even a little bit. I'm going to have the middle set of handgunners target this. I'm going to have this set of handgunners try to fall back and get angles over here. Because over here is where we most need the help. Dudes thought they were going to just come around and flank. Bad news for you, I have ghost crabs. Queen Bess is... Oh, man. Very, very close to doing really great work there. Alright. Bombs and guns going off. You guys are making their move, like, remarkably quickly for a gunnery mob. I'm so used to our units not being able to run or even really walk places. And she has beaten this dude's ass, which is not a huge surprise given that she's a magic ghost. It's difficult to kill a magic ghost with an axe. Even a very good axe often has problems with that. Okay, it looks like we're about to break these hunters over here, which will enable us to turn around and start dropping bombs. I think the handgunner mob can finish this off. The trolls are thinking they might want to come back and play the game again. I think they should not do that. Okay, this looks like a win to me. I think we got this. I'm going to summon my other group of crabs over here real quick, just to try to make sure we hold on. We are losing some handgunners to this flank. It does seem like the crab's ability to do damage is pretty minor. Oh, look at that. They're breaking. I love seeing all those morale bars fall at the same time. Well, that's a shame, because there's nowhere for them to retreat to except the sea. And to be perfectly honest, that's where I was going to put them anyway. Alright, so Skeggy has paid for their insolence, and now Silostra can head over and actually claim the other settlement, the one that definitely has Dawn in the name. I can't remember, the Peak of Dawn, Pinnacle of Dawn, something like that. And then we have a third great big province. And then maybe we could stop conquering territory for a while, because I really want to just sail around the world and be a terribly annoying herd of pirates. Is that the right... Herd? Herd is probably not the correct terminology. Hey, you could herd pirates. They're like cats, right? Actually, they kind of are like cats. They're surly. You always suspect they might be drunk, even if you haven't seen them drinking. Easily distracted by shiny things. Hate laser pointers. Yeah. A cat, or a pirate is basically a human cat. And then we're like zombie cats, then. I bet herding zombie cats is actually way more unpleasant, even than herding normal cats, which is already a task. That was remarkably easy, and it made Vivian look terrible. It's a shame she's already dead, so she's not going to be shamed by this. Yeah, we gotta occupy this. I don't want these guys around. We could just raise it, I suppose, but this is part of the same province as Hexawatl, so let's just get it. So there are elves in the boat. There are elves in the water in a boat. We should maybe put up defenses over here. We're probably going to have to put up a lot of defenses. And then Celostra can upgrade her gun ports. Oh, and I haven't left myself... Shoot, hold on. Maybe she can't upgrade her gun ports because we do have to still establish this cove. Oh, that's cheaper than it was, isn't it? I don't know what changed. Okay. So did that... Okay, there we go. It didn't go off the first time for some reason. And then we definitely want to set up a Picaroon's hideout, because that's 400 more gold per turn. So what, we paid like 5,000 gold for that in total? It'll pay itself off pretty quickly. And you get to take, I guess, another point of specialist? You don't really have anything else to do with you. Celostra leveled up, so we get Fiery Diva, which is awesome. And then we only need to spend 2 points in the box to get Siren of the Storm. I probably won't bother with Emerging Terror. This is just not that good. So, Conjuration through Hate, Fiery Diva, Siren of the Storm, and once we have all that, we're going to be able to get our mount there as well. I'm very eager to have this. So yeah, we don't have anywhere near the amount of money that it would take to upgrade our ports, so I guess we just chill here for a minute. And what we do next is going to depend on to some extent on what Lothern does. If Lothern comes over to Skeggy, we probably just have to stand here and fight them. If they don't, we might be able to chase these guys as they come around the crest. Because I'd love to kill them. That quest is worth a ton of money. Fallen Gates is still not being directly threatened. We already have 2 public order buildings, so once we can get provincial instability down and everything, we should be well in... our public order in this province should be well in hand. It's just a matter of actually getting there. And I guess we're now in, like, face-to-face contact with the 2 big players that have attacked us, so that's worrying. Man, I don't want to have to defend against this guy. I want to go do cool stuff. Why did everybody have to declare war on me? Why did everybody have to get invited to declare war on me? I do, by the way, think that mechanic's a little bit broken. Like, if you're at war with one of the elf kingdoms, it's perfectly reasonable for them to call out to another one of the elf kingdoms and be like, hey, come and help our defense. But it's very ridiculous for Hexawatl to be able to convince the Beastmen to fight me, or for Lothern to talk to Skeggy and get them on side. Like, that's never going to happen. First of all, nobody's going to want to go and negotiate with the Norskins, and secondly, the Norskins aren't going to negotiate with anybody. You know, we need to have a chat with what's-her-name over here, the Dark Elf. Maybe we could convince her to attack Lothern, because I think they're not at war right now, and if they were at war, it would make our lives a lot easier. And it's much more reasonable for pirates and Dark Elves to talk. They're both very focused on, like, you know, burning down cities, especially ports. We have a lot in common with the Dark Elves. Not so much with the taking slaves. I know Dark Elves love slavery, which even a pirate has moral compunctions about. None of these zombies are slaves. They all chose to be here. Alright, the Tomb Kings have performed the Great Incantation of Xar. That is really just like somebody else's problem. And what is in this army? Okay, they got 3 characters, a mage and 2 nobles, which are just like very melee heavy guys. A bunch of white lions of trace, which are armored, armor piercing, just really pretty solid infantry. Some basic spearmen, some sisters of Avalorn, which have magic bows. We have to be a little careful about that. Magic damage is scary. They have some shadow warriors, who fortunately just have normal arrows. Great Eagle, which I've never found to be a very good unit. And then some Silver Helms, anti-infantry shock cavalry. I will say, it kind of seems like their force is well designed to fight mine. We're going to probably want to just, like, do this. Get all of our dead raised. Because we are apparently going to have to actually fight these guys. Probably this coming turn. And Athaloran, I think, is on the north side of the river. Think we want to go this way? We've encountered Torgovan, it says. This is one of the Wood Elf kingdoms. I don't see any Torgovan guys, but I guess I'll just take their word for it. And then I did raise slightly too many dead, and we can't upgrade here. Hold on. Let's have a chat with her.
For time is a luxury of which you have little.
Okay, she likes a non-aggression pact. I don't really want military access. Why? Why is it that we can't set up a trade agreement? I'd really like a trade agreement with her. She has a port, right? Oh, actually, this city here is not a port, is it? It's not actually on the water. Okay. But she wants a non-aggression pact, and I shall demand payment in exchange.
Such delight.
Okay, there we go. That's enough money for me to set up my gunnery white. Yeah, I mean, it's probably the case that they have a port somewhere. It's just that if we can't see it, we can't make a trade route to it.
Morathi will hear your
She's at war with a bunch of the elf factions, not with Lothern, but she is at war with the other one that's fighting us. I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky and she'll actually do something. They do seem to be pretty distracted. We haven't seen any armies show up yet. Fallen Gates has its garrison structure now, so it's up to 12 units. We have to get another level on the major settlement before we can do the version of this thing that has walls attached to it, unfortunately. Well, I guess, yeah, there's not really a lot else to do this turn. We have to stay put because of Lothern. Port Reaver's actually positive on approval. Yeah, okay. The parts of our empire that we've put effort into are, like, they're standing. We seem to have actually established a little bit. Okay, so they ran in and secured influence. Influence is a resource that the High Elf factions have that allows them to hire better lords and heroes. It turns out members of High Elf society are not necessarily very interested in serving the crown unless you can bribe them, basically. They need to be influenced, in quotation marks. So the influence is pretty important to them. Who is screaming? Somebody is just screaming nonstop. It doesn't sound like anguish screaming. This is angry battle screams. I think it's actually 2 different voices. Now they've stopped. It sounds to me like 2 different women's voices screaming in rage. I wonder if it's some kind of weird high elf, dark elf call and response thing going on. Listen, man, elves. I've never been able to figure them out. I've been playing fantasy games that have elves in them for basically my entire life. I think I played D&D for the first time when I was like 7, and I have never understood elves in any setting in any of it. It really is. It's just a lot of screaming. You'd think their throats would get sore. Honestly, I'm not sure we could take that stack. Did you see the part of it that we can see? Yep, they're stealing stuff.
By Sigma, no!
There's Reiksguard, a great big cannon, a battery of great cannons. They got their own handgunners. They have great swords, which are armored, armor-piercing, anti-infantry, heavy infantry. Like, I don't really want to fight these guys. I want all that gold, but it's maybe not going to happen. And you just need to keep running. Keep running inland.
Get going, scum.
Okay, so this is Athaloran. The stones mark the edge of elf territory. I'm just going to dig here. Because we're out of movement. There's no point in not digging.
Thin out the cattle.
Did I assume I didn't get it. Nothing popped up. It usually tells you when you failed to dig, but I guess we didn't get it. So where exactly do I think it is? You must wander under the eyes of watchers that guard the way and into a kingdom where the seasons rule. I mean, that pretty much just describes Athaloran.
Duel to the death.
It may just be that we have to get over the border. That might be all it is. Alright, so now with 4,000 gold,
Siren of the storm.
can I just summon my Gunnery White? I'm a little worried that with their hero right here, they might try to assassinate him right away. Nobles do have Assassinate, you can see over there on the left. Can I make him somewhere else and have him join the army from a distance? Because, like, if I make him right here, he's going to appear next to Skeggy with no movement, and they might immediately assassinate. But he'll be safe if he appears here. Nope, I can only recruit him from the ship. Maybe I want to wait until they move away. Because I don't want to recruit him and then have to wait 5 more turns while he recovers from the assassination attempt. So we could pick up a bunch more campaign movement. That'll be all of our money. Are there any, like, really important upgrades we need to make to our region? I guess we could upgrade Pahuax. We could upgrade the Monument to the Moon and put some walls in there, because that might be a thing that we need. Yeah, with it being right on the shore like that, that might be a good idea. We could also do this. 3,200 gold for a 200 gold income gain. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot more than 16 turns left in this game. It's probably worth doing.
Listen.
So, that being the case, do I want to... Like, where do we want to move Celostra? I could just take the Ziggurat of the Dawn. Although, I probably can't take the Ziggurat of the Dawn. Colonization costs 993. So yeah, I would have to undo this build. But it would give me control of the region, which would give me the commandment. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, and our units are all significantly depleted by that, but we do replenish quite quickly. And next turn, I suppose we can roll out here and grab the mysterious island. Let's rebuild you, and then does it make sense to do any other upgrades anywhere? This really kills that public order penalty due to the lack of corruption. Yeah, alright, that's worth upgrading. And it's more growth to help us get our walls up sooner. And here, I think we probably want to pursue even more growth. Because the sooner we can get walls up around Falling Gates and Skeggy, the better I'm going to feel. I'm also noticing we can see the Moon Shard over here, and it is fairly high value and really not that well defended. Maybe once our navy's put back together, we could go and take that. They do have an army building at Sildra Tor, led by a level 1 lord. Chance of ambushing any army this force attacks. Oh, that's annoying. That's a very powerful ability. And I think ambushes would be very powerful against us because a lot of my units are soft. Oh, Jesus. Well, maybe we're in more trouble than I thought we were in. That's a lot of high elves coming for us. I think we're going to wish I hadn't just expended a bunch of force here. I also really wish Marathi would attack Lothern, because this is a lot of boats. There's a lot of boats full of elves. Huh. I thought this marker indicated the current position of the Sword of Cain, but if that's the case, and the Sword of Cain is a weird magic elf sword, I don't really know what its deal is, but if that is the case, then there shouldn't be 2 of them, so maybe I don't know what this marker means. The Sword of Cain is a very, very, very powerful weapon that can only be unearthed from its hiding place by elf factions, but once someone has unearthed it, I believe anybody can claim it by defeating the army that currently holds it. So maybe we could go get a magic sword? That would be pretty cool. That'd show the elves who's boss, because I think that sword is important to them from like a mythological and lore standpoint. So I bet seeing it wielded by a Bretonnian ghost would really, really upset them.
I am Madame Deerfin.
Oh, what? Okay, fine. The Wood Elves have declared war on us. It turns out absolutely anybody will declare war on me. I am of the opinion that this is a complete non-danger. Alright, so what do they have coming at us? Fortunately, this big stack is staying at home.
Unwise.
They're coming after us with Alistair the White Lion with his lion's pelt and his love of the White Lions of Trace unit. And this is that same army that we saw a minute ago.
Madame Silostre Deerfin.
So we should probably get the heck back over here. I really wanted to go get that, but yeah, I don't think we can risk it at the moment. We could summon a... I'm going to try recruiting a Gunnery Wight now. Oh, we actually are allowed to recruit another fleet captain, too. I'm going to get a Gunnery Wight now. He's going to be over here by the Ziggurat of the Dawn, and I'm hoping that they just like won't be able to see him to run over there to assassinate him. And then on our next turn, he can come and join the army. So, Rob the Drowned, Dread Incarnate, unfortunately, is a... causing terror is not useful if you're not in melee, and I'm pretty sure these guys are shooters. Devious Charles Mandel, or Will the Confidently Treacherous. You know, honestly, leadership +2 for all units in the army is pretty good. Alright, so we'll summon him. He can't actually join the army this turn, so we're just going to go stand in Skeggy, which now has a level 2 garrison building, so we have quite a few units here. Silostra's army is not in great shape, but it's present and large. And then maybe we also hire a new lord this turn, just so that we can like have a lot of bodies nearby. Well, hold on. Let me see if we can get that treasure, because if we can get that treasure, it'll maybe help out a little bit.
On deck.
Okay, I can get over the border. And then I dig? This hero cannot currently dig for treasure. Can I dig if I move over here? Maybe I have to wait a turn between digs? It doesn't actually say... Well, whatever. Hopefully you won't get assassinated. And then we have 3,000 gold to work with. So I think we just hire another lord out of Skeggy. Or hire another lord from the ship. I doubt this makes much of a difference. Yeah, they're all coming in at level 1 anyway. So, we have access to a couple different schools of magic here. Looks like Death, Vampires, and Deeps. Deeps is the school that Silostra has, so we know how good that is. The Death school has Spirit Leech. This is the school that Vivian was of. And it has a very, very powerful wind spell at the end of it. And then Lore of Vampires, I actually don't remember. I haven't played a vampire faction in a long time. I almost want to pick Lore of Vampires just for that reason. Let's see. Enemy siege holdout time reduction, extra loyalty gained following battles, loves to win siege battles and raise settlements. That's not terrible. Jackie the Brine. Who else is of the vampire school? Fleet Admiral Tommy Thompson, who likes to sack and raid, gets extra loyalty from battles, and is really good at raiding. You know, a raider might well be what we need, and he has super high loyalty. Timothy Wake the Smuggler loses loyalty slower and gains loyalty from making coves, which is actually what we want our secondary lord to do. 2 to 7, you're a fire starter. A twisted fire starter. No, let's get Timothy Wake. I think Smuggler's actually a really good fit for what we want to do with our navies once we get stabilized a little bit. But Tommy Thompson will get loyalty when he battles, and we are probably going to need to battle a lot. And he can still raid. Yeah, let's take Tommy Thompson. And he can just fill his army as much as possible from the pool here. Does he have access to... He does. He gets local recruitment from Silostra's army. I'm pretty sure we don't have... Oh no, we totally do have a gunnery building in this province. Never mind. We don't know if he gets recruitment from Silostra's army. But he's close enough to the city that they can't attack him without getting the city involved. So I think we probably are showing enough units here that it will be tricky for them to attack. I sure hope so. And remember, at this point, even if Lothern rolled up and completely obliterated us here, and then swept through our territory, it still doesn't really threaten us in terms of, like, losing the game, because we will, yeah, they're backing down. Because we'll just survive for 5 turns until Silostra respawns, and then as long as her army's alive, we can't lose even if we do lose all of our settlements. So really, we're an extremely resilient force. Now, granted, in most total... Like, it's not as powerful as it sounds, because in most Total War games, there's no realistic chance of the player losing anyway. It's just a matter of, like, how long it will take to win. The Dread Fleet declared war on Rosalind. Well, she's probably done for. Guess she must have raided them for one too many coins. So I don't think it's a big deal that we effectively can't lose with these guys, because you effectively can't lose with everybody. But still, it feels powerful, right? Alright, we're getting into this part of the world. Please, oh please, don't let the Wood Elves... Okay, good. None of the Wood Elf factions were able to assassinate my my captain. I really, really want her to find whatever treasure's in there, because it was listed as a great hoard, right? It'd help us outfit our second army, and there's a lot of value to be had here. She just needs to actually get it done. So I think we'll probably have the army, or the secondary army, garrison in Skeggi for the moment, and we'll send Silostra over to check for treasure, because it might be one of those treasures that offers to spawn an army at you. Oh, wait a minute, one of the Wood Elf factions is way behind the others in the turn counter. Okay, can't quite reach us. They're trying, though. And I do believe Leonard's getting away. I don't know that we even could fight him if I could spare the army. Major naval battle has ended, leaving hundreds of dead on each side. Yeah, so we could take experienced recruits and completely destroy our armies for 10 turns, or we could just get 10 turns of a massive movement buff. Seems pretty straightforward to me. Silostra Deerfan has become an authoritarian. You know what? Something tells me she was always an authoritarian. But that'll work for me. We can run all the way over to here. It looks like we don't quite get it this turn.
The storm calls.
I'm going to cut a single unit of... Maybe I should cut the gunnery mob. We probably shouldn't lose any more melee. We're already a little short-handed.
Fierce.
Cut these guys. We'll move to here. Have the gunnery white join up. Will the treacherous. Can we get there? We do just barely get there. A strange campsite is discovered populated by statues. A fire still burns and a cooking pot bubbles, and yet no living thing attends. Just statues fashioned in the throes of a failed escape. Then in the undergrowth something hisses. This needs to be a lightning-fast raid. I'm not afraid of whatever's hissing in the undergrowth. This army is probably going to be doing some fighting soon. Let's get that fortified grog. Your exploration of the high seas has led to blessings from the Lord of the Deeps. So we've got Methalan's blessing, giving our entire army 25% physical resist. And 1,500 money. That's pretty okay.
Upload.
So, like, what do we want to do here? Do we want to send her army after Sildrator? Oh, hold on. Let's talk about Eve Hodgson first. So is she where she needs to be? And it looks like yeah, I think the Riddle of Kernus. I don't think any part of the forest is particularly devoted to Kernus. He's like the elven god of the hunt. I think they all like him. Let's go this way before we dig, because this gets us closest to moving toward Marienburg afterward. And we'll try. Okay, we found a Strider banner. And we completed this thing. Was the Strider banner really it? No, okay, here we go. 5,000 gold and 150 infamy. That's better. And we received a new riddle. To find this treasure, you must wander under the eyes of watchers. It's another riddle of Kernus. Okay, well, I'll do that, provided that she survives.
I'm here.
Okay, so you guys just get in the garrison, and we start recruiting actual units now. Do I want to start pulling stuff from the global pool? Because you're probably going to be parked here for a minute. We could grab a little bit more melee and then also more handgunners, because handgunners are awesome. And then we have 4,000 gold left, with which to do what? Oh, well, we got to rebuild the port at the Ziggurat. We got to level up Fallen Gates for sure. And it turns out that's all that money. It does seem to go quite quickly, doesn't it? I'm wondering if the smart thing to do with Silostra is to... like, we're going into full speed, right? And then we're either moving to here to threaten Sildrator, or we're getting back on land. And we can still threaten Sildrator from land. Obviously, we'd have to go around. But I'm concerned that if I move to here, I'm going to have a hard time reinforcing Skeggi if the High Elf ships turn around yet again, which I suspect they will. Let's just go to the Ziggurat and wait there. We might be able to do either of these. We might be able to defend Skeggi or threaten Sildrator from the Ziggurat, because we have so much movement, especially with the extra buff. Alright, so now that we have you in the army, let's have a quick look at you.
Favors this one.
So he has the ability Bombs Throw. The only thing he has here is his confident trait. He can get some armor, I suppose. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm going to give that armor to the other lord, as well as those fencer's blades. I don't think we have a lot of spare items apart from that. Okay, so he's got pretty good stats. He does a lot of damage when he attacks. Apparently I can't get the... there we go. The mouse over. Okay, most of it is armor piercing. His melee attack and defense aren't spectacular, but he does do a lot of damage in melee. And, of course, he has magic attacks because he's in Silostra's army. He gets Cackle Fruit, which is some kind of grenade, I guess. It's typed as a magic missile, but my guess is this is a grenade. Okay, the ability to increase people's accuracy and reload skill. He has an ability called More Powder, which is not showing up on his stuff here. Well, I guess it's that. Yep, replenishes ammunition. 4 charges of replenished ammunition. That seems very powerful. Okay, so we're probably going to want to go into this line, because I want to be able to replenish ammunition very effectively. You can also give everybody missile damage buffs passively, get stats for himself, and eventually utility belt, more grenades, and faster grenade usage. And then down here, it looks like he gets another grenade. And then just basic self buffs. Yeah, okay, this guy seems great. So it seems like the hero can't dig for treasure on 2 consecutive turns, maybe? And that does make me a little nervous about whether or not we're going to get to dig at all there, because I may get assassinated before then. I don't know how leveled up those agents are, or even what types they are. I didn't look, but they're probably the type that's good at assassinating people, if I had to guess. Lothern and the Dark Elves are definitely properly at war now, though. We know that, because otherwise they couldn't have taken that city back. Lots of pirate war going on here. Seems like we are indeed the scourge of the high seas. So now we have to ask ourselves, how much more territory do I actually want to control? We have to kill off the Nagaroth faction, and I think that's probably our next goal. But we don't necessarily have to take their stuff over. We could just burn a lot of it down. We can't just install coves, because I need to actually eliminate their cities or have them taken over by somebody in order to eliminate the faction. A little bit of mechanical tension there between those two things. But we could just raise a lot of stuff and then let the Dark Elves have it if I don't want to bother holding it. And there are certainly provinces that are not worth holding. The ones we've taken now I'm pretty fine with, and in particular, it's valuable to us to have 3 major settlements. But we might not actually want more land. Also, Rosalind got herself killed by the Dreadfleet. The elves are repeatedly failing to assassinate Eve. But boy, they're really trying. Alright, she's tough. She's got it under control. Harder to kill her than they had planned, I think. Oh, and there is one of those Regiment of Renown fleets headed our way as well. If they actually sail far enough up the coast, we might be able to get ourselves a Regiment of Renown without having to go out of our way very much. Okay, plus 20% ammunition for all of our artillery, and also the deck gunners, which are not technically artillery. Okay. And Eve has become even better at surviving assassination attempts. And Silostra has... okay. Income up, construction costs down in her province. I wonder if that affects her stuff as well. The actual boat stuff. Alright, we're going to grab Conjuration through Hate here, and I think next turn we'll take Rotting Leviathan instead of Siren. We'll get Siren the turn after, but man, or the level after, but I really want to see this Leviathan. Here in the Ziggurat of the Dawn, we're allowed to build something special, right? Maybe not. It has a landmark notification on it. It doesn't seem to have a special settlement building. It is an untyped landmark, right? Yeah. Huh. Maybe... and none of this stuff looks special. There's usually a category for landmarks. This is all the normal stuff, yeah. I don't know. Weird. Okay, I actually have no idea what to do with Silostra this turn. We have to make a choice here. We also have to make a choice on this. This will probably be easier. There's an awful lot of explosives and gunpowder type things that I would like to buff. Ammunition up for all of the gunner types. You know, armor-piercing damage up for handgun gunnery mobs is actually fairly significant. Let's get that. We're certainly using enough handgunners. Alright, so you guys have another turn of recruitment going on. We may as well grab some more stuff here. We definitely want some bombers, and then, like... I should probably be getting more melee. Well, we can get melee from the Raised Dead pool, usually. I mean, I think I'm going to do that. I know that this is a very, very melee-like composition, but man, they are ready to shoot the hell out of some people. Alright, we could get on land near Sildrator and just start taking stuff. Let's take a quick look at...
There is only vengeance.
Okay, Nagaroth is rated as considerably more powerful than we are. They are strength rank 4. And they have 6 settlements. They are at war with the Cult of Pleasure and also Bleak Holds. I don't know where that is. It's Dark Elf stuff, so it's up here somewhere. They have 6 provinces and 6 settlements, and we can see almost all of them right now. Yeah, maybe this is a good time to start hitting them. Game is telling me it would be better for me to go around this side. Yeah, alright. It seems like I should be able to get into the water and then just end up on the shore, though. Right, look at how small the distance is. Yeah, okay, it's just, like, completely not reporting our movement ability correctly. So we get to move up here without even being in march mode.
Shattered realm.
This is the man himself with his legendary weapons and his magical arrows, which is bad. He's very archer heavy, a lot of poison. And the good news here is that a lot of what I worry about with my composition is the enemy getting too much melee into my range. That's not going to happen here because he hardly has any melee. Shadow Walkers can fight in melee. They have 41 attack, which is not inconsiderable, and it looks like they have anti-infantry as well. Wow, 12 plus 12 versus infantry with their melee attack. That is really powerful. But you'll notice their numbers are pretty small. There's only 60 of these dudes to a unit. I think we could take him, as long as we don't fight him within range of one of his garrisons, which I believe we are not currently. Yeah, I don't think he can get us here. And I'm going to dig for treasure. Looks like we found nothing. Who would have guessed? Then I guess we just go into replenishment mode, because there's no reason not to, and it gives me plus leadership if he attacks.
He's calm.
Also, we're technically not at full health. A couple of these units are missing a single zombie.
The Phoenix.
And then over here,
Buccaneer of the dead.
Eve probably needs to move. So yeah, see, dig for treasure is still lit up. So, like, stop digging. And then I can't initiate dig again until next turn. Well, let's just run to the north, but stay inside of Athaloran, and we can dig again next turn, provided we continue to survive assassination attempts. And as soon as we're outside of Athaloran, I'm going to feel a lot safer. We are 5 turns from being able to establish a cove, and you know what? I don't think it will take 5 turns to get to Marienbad. So I think we're going to be well-timed on that. And Marienburg, rather. Wait. It might be either one of those, actually. I think we're going to be in really, really good shape if we can get a cove up there. So as far as objectives go, we still need to wipe out Lothern and Nagaroth, which we're working on. We need Silostra to be at least level 20, I think, which we are totally going to get. Oh dear, the Cult of Pleasure was actually destroyed. That means there's probably a lot of territory up north that is Dark Elf territory that is no longer held by Dark Elves. Oh, an ambush. Shoot, stupid ambush attacks. Ambush attacks are really bad for us. I'm going to give plus leadership to... Geez, I don't even know who. One of the units of handgunners, because they're going to get all up in my handgunners if they want to. Alright, let's find out if we can handle them. But again, the penalty for not handling them is mostly a delay. It is nice that we have another army in existence already, so that we can just like roll out and start trying to defend our territory with them if this fails. If Alithadar loses here, it's disastrous for him. The Queen Bess might have some trouble fighting. So the way this is going to work is we're going to be like marching through the forest, even though we're encamped and not going anywhere. And they're going to be able to place their units anywhere within the red area. And as such, start up directly on top of us. Because this is a thing we would be doing, right? Alright, as soon as it gives me actual control, we are going to pause. Alright, what do we see? I see units over here. I also see a reinforcement marker, which is strange because they should... it's way over there. It's over here. They should not be getting reinforcements. We are definitely outside the reinforcement range of that city. So, some shenanigans are transpiring already, because there's definitely no reinforcements to be had in this battle. The good news is, I think they're within range of the Queen Bess. Let's guard mode you guys, and I think that what we want to do, since they started so far away from us for no reason, is fall back to the Queen Bess. We make our stand here-ish. A whole lot of you just come home. Run as fast as you can. If they catch us on the way back, we will deal with it. But yeah, they definitely shouldn't be getting their settlement garrison. We were well outside of the settlement garrison reinforcement range. I'm annoyed by that. Okay, the Eagles are incoming. Not too worried about the Eagles. That was a good shot. They're going to try to land on our ranged as much as they can. I'm just going to sacrifice a unit of crabs to distract them, I think. While we reposition here. And also, again, no reason I shouldn't pop those right away. So you can see the Eagle immediately lost half of its morale, even though it's doing precisely the thing it was designed to do, because Eagles are terrible. You know what? You guys could just stop right where you are. Yeah. This group needs to keep moving if they can. Or even just turn around and start shooting at the Silverhelms. These guys, probably the rest of them. Yeah, these guys. Could just turn and open fire, maybe? We don't need to back up any further, I think. We do have some of this stuff happening, and a couple of these units do have horses. So I guess we're going to have to not go too far, because I need to be in a position where I can defend my siege weapons. But, like, we might actually just be in range of these guys right now. I'm just going to turn and fire. Let's see if we can do some damage. He'll be able to finish off the Eagle. The Eagle is losing in melee combat to random ranged units, because Eagles are terrible. And maybe Celestia just turns around and has at them, right? Yeah, she doesn't need, like, a lot of defense. The Gunnery White probably does need to get over by the rest of the range, though. That part of the plan has not changed. Zombie Pirate Deckhands with the pole arms should probably run... Actually, maybe not even run into these guys. We should run and try to stop that advance. The Depth Guard... See, these Shadow Walkers, I think, can move while shooting. Maybe not. No, yeah, they can. It's not noted up here, because they have too many things noted up here. But, so we're trying to chase them around with our units. It's probably a bad idea, because our units are slower than theirs are. So, I don't know, go after the Eagle, I guess. Show that Eagle who's boss. And the deck droppers need to be part of this battle. Hey, kill that Eagle, I guess. I'm really reluctant to move the deck droppers any closer to all their Shadow Walkers. We're going to take a lot of random ranged fire here. Okay, is the artillery fire still coming? Yeah, we're firing into the forest and doing very little damage. We're not getting enough projectiles through, I guess. Hey, Paladin. That's your target there. He's getting away. You should do something. Okay, never mind. We'll fight those guys. A lot of people here electing not to fight the Eagles. Alright, you guys get up here, I guess, and Celestia is going to summon in first unit of Knights. Have at these dudes a little bit. And actually, this is probably a pretty good time for a great big Vangeist's Revenge. I think it's about time we got some revenge on these dudes. We'll summon the Knights afterward. Okay. Now. Yeah, that was alright. Okay, she has elected not to summon the Knights. Just felt that was not important. Okay, here come the crabs. Nope, crab can't. Apparently, even though the spell effect was already up, still interruptible. Alright, you guys are... I mean, you're kind of getting it. You're sort of getting it. Yep, Robert's still on that one. You're still on that one. Knights need to just threaten those guys. Need crabs. These make crabs. Okay. A lot of the ranged are gone. Let's deal with the this stuff, because we're really not doing damage here, like, at all. Let's turn around, shoot the eagles, and then reposition the gunners to handle the incoming. And do I want to keep the artillery firing this way is the question, or is it maybe right to turn the artillery around at this juncture? Celestra running toward those guys. Yeah, that's probably fine. That's probably fine. You have broken them. I'm going to have Robert chase these dudes off. The polearm deckhands. We could turn around and try to get in the way over here, but the horses have bows. They're not going to run into me. So maybe the thing that makes the most sense for these deckhands is to charge forward. Actually, maybe even just hit these guys in the flank. And yeah, I am going to turn the artillery around. Actually, let's have the mortars fire over here, and the Queen Bess fire, like, here. I don't want to shoot artillery weapons, slow-moving artillery weapons at horses. They'll dodge them too effectively. And can I just more powder you? Oh wow, that was like half the ammo bar. Okay, I'll show you who's boss real quick. Apparently Paladin of Bretonia needs to come back and help us fight these knights. Having a remarkably hard time. I was really expecting the handgunners to deal with this eagle a little bit faster. I can tell you with some confidence from experience that when I use an eagle, engaging in combat with it at all immediately drains all of its leadership. So it's a little frustrating to see that not at all being the thing that happens here. But I suppose some of that has to do with the fact that the enemies get bonus leadership and stuff on very hard battle difficulty. Alright, apparently you guys are... I thought I told them to attack here. They're still charging that way. It's sort of whatever. It doesn't really matter. Alright, you lot. Just... some of you need to get on those guys. Some of you need to get on these guys. The crabs should run this way. Even if all this does is cause them to back up, that's still fine. Okay, you guys were shooting the eagle and then you stopped, and I'm not 100% clear on why, but it's fine. Don't worry, I'm not horribly disappointed in you. Maybe we can get rid of some of these horses before this charge gets repeated against the rest of the handgunners. This way. You, I guess, could chase them. I'm gonna summon our other knights over here. Let's have at some of these archers, shall we? That eagle's almost dead. So close. Alright, Queen Bess is doing some admirable work. Let's retarget the mortars. Just here. It's real close. And what is the cooldown on that? Oh, it's up already. Queen Bess. I'm noticing a lot of my units are just, like, stopping. Like they were running forward and then they decide they have better things to do. You guys probably just need to keep focusing on whatever horses are available. Okay. So they made a tactical error here in coming at us from a bunch of directions and doing a bunch of stuff, but making no attempt to stop my artillery. Because the Queen Bess has done some very serious work here, and it seems like their army is mostly... There it is. Yep. Yeah, Queen Bess is, like, pretty okay, if I do say so myself. Only 192 kills that battle, but to be fair, a lot of that is because they ran away so quickly. So this is hugely embarrassing for them, and it puts them in a really bad position to defend against my move on my turn, because the Lithanar is probably going to fall back into that settlement, and then we're going to raise dead to recover our losses, hit the settlement, wipe him and the settlement out, and then it's going to take the elves a lot more time than it takes us to replace an army. Now granted, a Lithanar is definitely not their only army, given that they were rank 4 on the strength chart, but they probably don't have too many more stacks, and who knows what they're doing. My guess is they're up north because somebody had to finish eliminating the Cult of Pleasure, right? We saw the Cult of Pleasure get knocked out of the game. So I don't know. I think this bodes very, very well for us. And the fact that his settlement garrison got to show up is actually pretty bad for them. Despite the fact that I am adamant we were outside of range. Okay, that's a pretty sad amount of gold. We're not going to get a full level off that battle. Yeah, that was just... Ooh, that's a pretty good amount of gold, though. We got a fair number of captives. Okay, yeah, so he just jumps into the garrison, and then we kill him. Kill him hard. We also gained a talisman. Ooh, a 20% ward save talisman. And we got a trait for defeating a legendary lord. Reducing hero action cost. That's a shame. That's not a very good trait at all. If we had a hero who was like following our army around, whose job it was to assassinate enemy heroes, that would actually be pretty cool. But as it stands, the way we're using our forces right now, this is not useful. What else happened here? Robert got a rank. And this, I guess. That's something. Please don't assassinate my unit. Okay, so all of the guys who tried to assassinate Eve last turn don't really get to try again this turn because the way... whenever you try an assassination, you get a debuff that lasts... it's either 1 or 2 turns that completely trashes your assassination chance. A lot like our Cove debuff. So they could go after her? Oh, no. This might be a new one. Yeah, I'm not sure if that guy was one of the ones that tried to hit her before. Well, she's been assassinated. She's not killed. She was only wounded. And that does mean that she's way far away from Marienburg, but she did make us some money, at least. I'm a little sad that she's not going to get to perform that, Whoa, all kinds of stuff is happening here. I'm a little sad she's not going to get to perform that other treasure hunt, either. So, the Cult of Pleasure was destroyed. We got our talisman. All that stuff happened. The fickle winds of magic spill from the realm of chaos and flow across the world. The winds wax and wane in an incomprehensible fashion, at times blowing a gale, while in other places becalmed. Now the arcane currents have changed once again. Okay, that doesn't tell us anything about what actually happened. Did they get better or worse, or what's going on? We've received a mission to defeat Reich Admiral Hohoff. He possesses one of the 3 verses of the fabled Lost Sea Shanty, and by exceeding his infamy you have provoked his ire. He is now sailing the seas, determined to hunt you down and reclaim his place. You must put an end to this pirate once and for all. And if we do that, we will get an ability we can use once per battle that for 30 seconds buffs melee defense and reload skill. Honestly, that's not even that good. Where's this dude? Okay, well we have a little bit of time before he arrives. Let's see, our paladin has leveled up. I think we're going to go for weapon strength on him. Still trying to make an effective monster hunter. Oh, we were in our replenishment stance, so at the beginning of our turn we got some replenishment, which is handy. Like, do this, or maybe it should be 2 units of deckhands, because we are kind of kind of short on melee. Let's combine up all these deckhands. And then grab a new unit to replace that. Nah, I'm just going to go in with all these guys. So,
Revenge.
they're in pretty bad shape. Sildrator.
At last.
They only actually have 4 units left outside of their hero, and I assume they're all in bad shape. We don't actually get to see.
Yes, my pretty.
Yeah, let's ride on them. I don't see any reason to do anything else. This should be fairly easy. To some degree, it's going to depend on the map. That last map favored them pretty heavily, with all the wooded areas for them to fire out of. But I think this one, this is going to go our way. Come on, show me a mostly empty field. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, I think they were somewhat reliant on the trees to keep them safe from our not very accurate gunners, but this is an army that has no real melee ability, and I think is just simply outgunned by us. Each of their units is much, much better at shooting than each of mine, or each of their figures is much, much better at shooting than each of my figures, but man, we have a numbers advantage. Also, artillery. Artillery is good. They should try to have some. So after we do this, I'm not sure what we'll do with the settlement. This might just be a raise. I don't really want this. I just want him to not have it. And I think I'm fine starting with 8. Yeah, I don't want to gamble and have something dumb happen. This is not a terrible setup, actually. Considering the way that this battle is going to go down. Let's put our melee out on the sides. Because mostly what our melee is going to do is just run toward them, I think. The Gunnery White can stand up here. The Salastra can stand here. The Paladin... I mean, the Paladin's leaving. Okay, so we'll put Salastra a little bit over, since the Paladin's aura is not going to be on us for very long. We'll set you guys even a little bit further forward, because why not? Let's do it. So how are they spaced? The Shadow Walkers are not visible right now. I assume we have to get closer to them. Spearmen... I mean, none of these are terribly dangerous. Again, I'm a little reluctant to fire my siege weaponry at horses, because... horses are pretty good at dodging mortars. All of you guys just kind of run forward. Robert, in particular, can select a charge target because he's very fast. And then you guys also just kind of run forward, and we'll see what comes here. So what's his range like? He's got about the same range as a normal handgunner. I think we kind of want... Yeah, the rest of us have to move forward as well. If we're moving our melee forward, we got to move the rest of us forward. We'll come to them a little bit more than we usually do. Let's, I guess I don't need to do that. Can I undo? Nope. Oh well, whatever. Increasing the power recharge rate is the primary benefit there. I just want to fill the pool faster. Our reserves are full, but I want that recharge rate up. Okay. So here's what we actually want to hit with the mortars. Yeah, the full army's good. Or the full unit, rather. Vangeist them, and we'll just start shooting here. I don't think we need to do a lot other than open fire on these dudes. You let them have it. You guys are still kind of behind the trees. You get to work on them. You get to work on them. And the 2 units that are mostly behind the trees probably need to... We probably need to split up and end up around. Actually, you can just open fire. You have a line of sight. And what is the range on more powder? Okay, I'd have to get quite a bit closer to replenish the Queen Bess. We'll go back for it later. Come on, show me a good great big Van Geist revenge here. I guess we should try to shoot down the eagle real fast. Really? You're gonna fight Silostra? Why? How do you imagine that's gonna work out? Apparently the enemy has elected to place all of their melee troops next to Silostra, which I really appreciate. Crabs, get in there. Robert's doing Robert stuff. Oh, he's fighting a Lithanar. Robert, don't fight a Lithanar in melee. You were supposed to be hitting archers. There we go. A Lithanar wants to come fight Silostra. That's also dangerous. Maybe a little bit careful about that. A guy with a significant amount of magic damage is basically the only way we could possibly lose with her. All right, we'll have our gunnery white try to snipe him. So let's retarget the artillery. It looks like most of their existing targets have been dealt with. Drop a couple of shots in there. Yeah. Robert can certainly handle that task. I think he's got that one under control. And you guys just kind of wander in here. These guys from the back head this way, because it looks like we have permanently broken the archers over here. I gotta be a little careful because I don't want to spook these guys too much before the artillery fire arrives. And then with these 3 handgun units, we just need to probably go after the Illyrian Reavers. In fact, that's pretty much all our gunner units are going to be able to do over here as well, because we're kind of blocking their line of sight. I guess these gunnery units can try to move up to this side, where they'll have a clean shot into the flank of here or into those guys back there. Oh, wow. I think my gunnery white flattened the Lithanar there. Okay. We definitely spooked the artillery targets. It doesn't matter. Queen Bess has got it under control. Keep that rolling. Try to get the next unit of crabs up here. Yeah, it looks like this is going pretty well though. Robert's just about gotten rid of those guys. As soon as he does, we'll as soon as they actually break, we'll charge the units over here. He can fight some of these horses. They're holding on remarkably well, considering the fact that they are like completely obliterated. He's just punting them around the field at this point. Okay, never mind. It's over. We had an actual surrender there. A Lithanar is still at like 60% health. Can you believe that cowardice? The game calls that a close victory. You know, I'm not sure that I agree. I brought 2,000 units and lost 80. He lost everything. Every one of these units actually died. I'm not sure in what way this is a close victory. We took almost no damage. I guess Robert took some damage. But like this is as decisive as I've ever seen. We won thoroughly. We took like a 1/10 of a turn's worth of replenishment losses. We obliterated a settlement. We killed a legendary lord. Like, game's trying to soft pedal the loss here. I will say it was a disappointing outing for the Queen Bess, not even getting into triple digits. I mean, I suppose these things happen. Everybody has their off days. Gunnery White didn't actually kill anybody, but he did manage to knock a Lithanar straight on his ass. And there's definitely some value in that. I'm not even 100% sure how the game had the balance of power bar close on this one. So now we got to figure out... I think I want to just raise this. I don't think I care about this settlement at all. I don't think I care about this province at all. And this gets us money. Sacking it would also get us quite a bit of money, but then we still have to destroy it again. Like, I want to keep moving. Beware the grave, for it calls to us all. But where will you rest in peace? In soil or in the depths summoned by the maelstrom's call? So that's... That riddle's going to be the middle of the... Yep. Okay. Well, when Eve comes back, she knows where to dig. Get ourselves a rotting leviathan. That seems exciting.
Bromfels favors this one.
So do we want to pick up yellow buffs? I think we, or his personal buffs. I think we want to go this way first, because I want powder keg. So this is my mount. You can see the crabby bits out the front here. It's a hermit crab that's using a busted old pirate ship as a shell. That's pretty alright. Gee, what a surprise. Okay, we'll just take a turn here to replenish. Nothing cool in the raised dead pool, of course. And then we have money.
All bones on deck.
What will we do with this money? I'm a little worried that if I leave Skeggy, we're going to get attacked. But I can probably at least go to here. Oh, here's another Elithanar army. That said, this one looks a lot weaker. It's a lot of normal spearmen and stuff. They do have a Flamespire Phoenix. We have to be careful about that. And they have 2 Handmaidens, which are pretty serious fighters, both at ranged and in melee. They have a Light Mage, a Lore Master of Hoeth, which is like a very, very good sword fighter. And of course their Princess. I think these guys will be easier to defeat than Elithanar's army, though, owing mostly to the Spearmen. Spearmen are not... Elf Spearmen are not as bad as like Empire Spearmen, but they're certainly not good.
All set.
Alright, let's just get some treasure. Let's prepare to perform better in battle. I think that might be relevant here. We got... Everybody in the army has regeneration, and also we got a sword.
Corsair of the night.
Speaking of which, I have to remember to equip new Vivian here with actual items. Yeah, sure, get tough. Why not? And we could give you the old Wand of Jet or an Earthing Rod. You know what? He's not going to get the ability to reduce overcast chance by too much. So actually, the Earthing Rod will probably be good on him, but not right this second. Because he doesn't have anything he can overcast yet anyway. He has to get some skills first.
Full speed ahead. Follow the salt spikes.
I cannot.
Alright, Tyrion's still running armies around over here, but no worry, I am not concerned. So we have 7,000 gold left. Oh, yeah, we can upgrade Silostra stuff a little bit. We could just go up to the Great Cabin. I think we probably should do this. I know I was really excited about the Rotting Promethean's gunnery mob, but once we have the Great Cabin, then the next time we have a bunch of money, we can construct the balcony, which we need for our legendary quest, and also just because it's very, very good. And are we cool on... Yeah, we're cool on public order, even in our least ordered province. So I think that we probably should have not even done that turn. I just realized how long the episode's been running. This is a pretty good game. I enjoy it a lot. I have a hard time wanting to stop. But we'll let another round of enemy turns run here, and then we will stop at the beginning of our next one. Oh, what? Who are you? Who even are you? I'm getting war declared on me by people I've never heard of before. These guys aren't going to be able to reach us. Never mind. They are totally going to be able to reach us this turn. Well, this is a real next time kind of concern. So, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when we have to fend off yet another Nagaryth ambush. And we'll see you then.